Hey, Mom. How's it going?
Hello, honey. I'm just getting ready to go volunteer at the soup kitchen.
You're such a good person. You're much better than your daughter.
Well, I understand that you would volunteer if you could, but you just don't have the time, honey. Between your job and being a single mom to Henry, who, let's be honest, is no walk in the park.
Yeah, I love the kid, but he drives me insane, I must say.
He's come a long way, though. It wasn't easy growing up without a dad. And even being 18, that's hard. Maybe it is at any age.
I know. Please don't make me feel any more guilty than I already do.
Well, you shouldn't feel guilty, honey. That man was a total jerkwad, and he got your son on drugs, Vivian.
I know, and, well, I'm afraid, Mom.
Afraid of what, dear? That man is dead and buried. He can't hurt anyone anymore.
Well, no, it's not that. I'm just afraid that maybe Henry is back on drugs.
What? But why do you suspect that? What evidence do you have?
I don't know, it's just he's been going out a lot, getting a lot of texts, coming home with cash.
So you mean, is he been doing drugs or selling drugs?
What do you mean?
So does he, get a text and then immediately leave and then come home with cash?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Well, honey, that sounds to me more like selling drugs than buying them. If he was buying them, I would think that he would come home with drugs, not money.
Wow, Mom, that never even occurred to me for some reason. How do you know so much about this stuff?
I guess I picked it up from my friends down at the soup kitchen. Or, logic, dear.
Well, excuse me, I'm just a little bit flustered by all of this. I don't know what's worse, him being on drugs or him selling them. Either way, I have no idea what to do.
Have you ever considered just asking him?
My boy's 18 now. He's a man. I have to respect his privacy.
Even if you suspect he's selling drugs, though?
But I don't know if he's selling drugs.
But you suspect it, though, right? That's what you said. And all of that behavior does sound a little suspicious.
I don't know. I'd need more proof. I can't just go accusing him of things. He may get defensive no matter what it is. I know him. Believe me, it could end up pushing him away.
Well, we can't afford that happening again.
But what if he is selling drugs? Mom, what should I do? We can't go back down that road after all of the progress that we've made.
I know, dear. I would hate to see that, especially after all of the therapy that I paid for. I suppose if you want to be one of those 21st century coddling parents, you can do what I know you're going to do and say nothing.
Well, let's just give it some time. Wait for a little more evidence. Like you said, he's come a long way.
A really long way.
So doesn't he deserve us giving him the benefit of the doubt?
Well, if that's the way your generation handles it, go ahead.
Oh, Mom.
What? I'm just saying.
Just saying what?
I'm just saying that maybe what the boy needs is a little bit of tough love. Maybe that's what he's always needed.
Mom, please. Let's not get into this again.
Well, doesn't that counselor offer anything? Does he still go and see him? What's his name?
Dr. Malcolm, yeah. He's been seeing him for a long time now.
Well, why don't you go to him with your concerns, then see what he says about it? Maybe he has the guts to talk to him.
I can't do that, Mom. I can't just horn in on his therapy. And I don't think that Dr. Malcolm would appreciate that much either.
Oh, what does he know? He's part of that whole generation, too. Of course he's giving him bad advice.
He isn't part of my generation at all.
Well, how old is the man?
He's like the same age as you, Mom. Maybe even a couple years older.
Oh, really? Is he cute?
Ugh, Mom, I don't know. He's old.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't want to go out with him anyway. Not if he doesn't give the boy a little tough love every now and then. That is, if he needs it.
That's exactly it. I don't know if he needs it. But I'm picking him up from his appointment with Dr. Malcolm, actually, in an hour and a half. His car is getting worked on by his neighbor, Billy.
Oh, well, could I come along, perhaps?
Why do you want to come along? I thought you were supposed to go to water aerobics with Donna in June.
Well, June had to cancel. She, has COVID.
She does?
Sure.
Right, sure.
Well, I just want to meet Dr. Malcolm, get a feel for what kind of doctor he is. Make sure he's acceptable for my grandson.
Yeah, right. You just want to get a look at him.
Well, maybe I want both. So what?
Fine, fine. I'll see you in an hour. Be ready.
Oh, I'll be ready, dear. Don't you worry about that.
Hi, honey. How was work?
Oh, hey, Mom. Not bad. It's a job. I mean, it's a factory job. It's tough. You weren't kidding about that part.
Well, remember, I worked there when I was your age. It kicked my butt, too.
Yeah, it can be super physical. My back's pretty sore, to be honest.
Oh, well, just be sure to stick to the Tylenol, honey.
Yeah, Mom. Don't worry. I'll stick to the soft stuff.
Are there a lot of people there that are on drugs? A lot of your other coworkers, I mean.
Well, I don't know, Mom. I don't really hang out with that crowd.
Oh, right, of course not. Good.
Although, actually, my friend Bob did tell me that a lot of people on third shift do Adderall and stuff.
Adderall? Really? And I can only assume that they aren't prescribed it?
Well, if they are, I doubt that they take it as prescribed.
Right. So Grandma would like to take us out to dinner later. She was thinking maybe Red Lobster. You know how she loves those little bibs they give her.
Well, why? Is there a celebration or something?
No celebration.
Well, I actually have a little Rockstars Club meeting tonight.
Oh, right. You know, it is so cool that you're involved with that organization. Teaching disadvantaged youth how to play musical instruments. It truly is amazing.
Well, thanks. I mean, we try our best, but it's hard. The fundraisers don't bring in what they used to. People just don't want to give like they did. So we're trying to get creative, like you said.
Like I said. What did I say?
You know, just think outside the box when it comes to fundraising.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you listened to something I said, dear.
I'm sorry, what was that? I wasn't listening.
Haha, so funny, dear. Well, I'm sorry that you can't come to dinner tonight. Your grandma is going to be so disappointed.
I think she'll understand. She's a big fan of this organization, you know?
Yes, I know she is. It's just that, well, it seems like she never gets to see you anymore. You're so busy at night and all.
Yeah, well, I know. And I feel really bad about that too. I think you passed the guilt gene on to me.
I'm sorry about that, dear. But blame your grandmother for that one.
But I can't help it. I have a lot going on, and now that I have my stuff together finally, I feel like there's no time to waste. Like I'm making up for so much of it that I wasted, you know?
I know the feeling, dear. I really do. Just, be careful. Okay. Mom, I'm freaking out over here.
Oh, Vivian, what time is it?
It's midnight. And Henry just got home.
From the Little Rock Stars Club? But why so late? What did he say?
He said that they went to some concert. But how could that be? How could a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds be allowed to be out late at a concert on a school night?
Well, it's summer, dear.
Oh, right. Well, even still, that's just too late.
Well, maybe they get permission slips or something. Don't jump to conclusions. Aren't you the one who said we should give him the benefit of the doubt?
I think you said that, not me.
Well, who cares? It's true. And what do you think he was doing if you think he was lying?
Well, I don't know, Mom, but I'm sure that it is something to do with the envelope of money he came home with.
What envelope of money?
He had a big envelope of money. And I mean, like a huge stack of money.
Well, did you ask him what it was for? Did you ask him where it came from?
Well, no.
I don't understand why you have this mental block against asking your son what he's up to.
I told you, he'll just get defensive and push me away. I've seen this time and time again with him, Mom. You don't understand. You don't live with him.
Well, then maybe it's time to talk to Dr. McDreamy.
Oh, please, Mom, would you stop calling him that?
I can't help it. The man is simply a silver fox.
So what is it with you and him, seriously?
What do you mean?
I mean that every time I go to pick him up, you ask if you can come.
Well, is it some big mystery? I found Dr. Malcolm to be a very attractive man is all.
Yeah, but is that all? I mean, you don't like him?
What do you mean like him?
You know, like feelings.
Feelings? Me? For him? Oh, please, darling, you know I don't get feelings for men anymore. I'm strictly interested in being wined and dined these days.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm picking up on a vibe.
A vibe? What vibe? Oh, please. There's no vibe.
A vibe between you two. I think there's something going on there.
Nothing is going on, Vivian.
And do you think it's appropriate to be getting involved with your grandson's counselor?
I am not getting involved with him. We simply chat for a couple of minutes outside after the sessions are over.
Yeah, well, I'm not waiting on you this time. Because last time, that was 10 minutes, not a couple.
Well, fine. Would you rather me just ask the man for his phone number then?
We have his phone number.
His personal phone number. I mean, what you knew I meant.
Hey, go ahead, Mom. It's your life, but it's also your grandson's, so think about him too.
Oh, all right. Jeez, just take it easy, okay?
Don't you tell me to take it easy. This is serious business. My son could be selling drugs.
Look, honey, the only thing that I can tell you to do is something that you aren't willing to do, which is talk to him. Now, I understand that you're afraid of pushing him away, that it's happened before, that you have a little PTSD from that, maybe.
Yeah, I do, maybe.
So then maybe, just maybe, it's time to talk to a professional. It's time to talk to Dr. McDreamy.
Dr. Malcolm, Mom. Dr. Malcolm...
Right, okay, Dr. Malcolm is fine. But seriously, what other option do you have but to talk to him? I mean, besides me.
Oh, no.
I could talk to him if you'd like me to.
No, Mom, no way. I forbid you from asking Henry anything about this.
Fine, Vivian, fine. You just better go call Dr. Malcolm.
Fine, I will.
You better go call him before I do.
I'm calling... I mean tomorrow morning. Hi, Dr. Malcolm. This is Vivian Stanley, Henry's mother.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Stanley. How are you today?
Oh, please call me Vivian.
Well, Vivian, how may I help you? I'm very much enjoying my time with your son, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you, Dr. Malcolm. How do you think he's coming along in his therapy?
Well, of course, I am limited in what I can divulge about our sessions, but I'd say he's doing relatively well with it all, with the process.
Relatively well, you say? Why, you don't think that he's been backsliding or anything now, do you? I mean, you don't have any evidence to suggest that he's back on drugs. Or selling drugs or anything like that now, right?
No, Vivian. I don't have any evidence to believe any of that, no.
But would you even tell me if you did? I mean, could you even tell me? Wouldn't that go against your doctor-client confidentiality or something?
Well, yes, I suppose it would.
So you couldn't even tell his mother then? You couldn't tell his own mother if he was on drugs or selling them, God forbid.
If he was a danger to himself or to someone else, I would have to consider those circumstances. But under the present circumstances, I have no reason to pursue that route. I just simply don't.
Ugh, fine.
Well, do you have evidence that would support that?
Support what?
That he was a danger to himself or to anyone else.
Well, I do, Doctor. Actually, I do.
All right, well, what is it?
Well, he gets these texts at night and he's out late.
Well, he is very involved with the little rock stars and all. Perhaps it just pertains to that.
But why does he come back with big wads of money then?
Big wads of money, you say?
Big ones.
Well, I suppose that would eliminate him being on drugs then.
Yeah, I know.
Because if he was buying drugs, he wouldn't come home with money, you see?
Yes, I'm aware of that now. My mother told me.
Oh, she did. Well, your mother is a very wise woman. Speaking of her, is she, single by any chance?
Well, Dr. Malcolm,
If you don't feel comfortable telling me, that's fine. I would understand.
well, yes. Yes, she is single.
Oh, okay. Good.
Well, anyway, Doctor, what do you recommend we do here? I mean, any advice?
Well, have you ever considered just asking him?
Of course, Doctor. But you see, back when he was doing drugs, he would get very defensive about it sometimes.
Well, what do you mean by defensive?
You know, like if I accused him of being high or something like that, he would only deny it. And of course, it was always true. He would get very mad about it as well. Very angry at you just for simply even suggesting it to him. I mean, is that common, do you find?
Ah, yes, Vivian. Unfortunately, that type of defensiveness is very common amongst those with addictive personalities. You must proceed with extreme caution.
Yes, that is why I came to you about all of this. I just don't want to push him away, you know? Not again, I can't afford to do that to him. Not for him or me.
Or for his grandmother, of course.
Yes, of course, for his grandmother.
Well, like I said, there's no behavior of his that makes me suspect he is either buying or selling or using drugs. But I have been wrong before, so I will do my best to feel him out.
You've been wrong before. What do you mean you've been wrong before?
Well, I just mean that I haven't always been able to predict all of my clients' behaviors with 100% accuracy is all.
Okay, well, what accuracy do you have then?
Well, that's rather a difficult thing to quantify.
Could you ballpark it?
No. The human mind is a very complex thing. Despite everything that we do know about it, we still know very little in the scheme of things.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I truly appreciate your help and all of the work you do for my son.
Yes, of course. And, send my regards to your mother, please.
Yes, sure, of course. Hello, dear. How was therapy today?
Oh, hey, Mom. Fine. A little strange, though.
Strange? And why do you say that?
Well, Dr. Malcolm was asking me some kind of strange questions.
Strange? Like, what kind of strange?
Well, I couldn't be sure, but I think he thinks that I'm selling drugs or something.
Selling drugs? Oh dear, why would he ever think that?
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't. Until I started to really think about it.
Oh, really? Think about it? How?
Well, like about all those times that Grandma was talking to him after my sessions.
Oh, yes, well,
It's you too, isn't it?
what, dear? No.
You told Dr. Malcolm I was selling drugs? Why would you tell him something like that, Mom? Why?
Because I was afraid, dear. Because I was afraid.
Afraid of what?
I just can't sit here and watch you throw your life away, honey.
Mom, what are you talking about?
Going out late, coming home with wads of cash. Come on, don't deny it. You're selling drugs.
Oh, Mom. The cash? The texts? No, it's the fundraiser. The fundraiser for the little rock stars.
The fundraiser?
Yes! You said that we should get creative with our tactics, so we're getting creative. We've been selling merch at local shows.
What merch? Little Rockstar merch?
Yeah! You know, t-shirts, buttons, hats. Of course. Most places don't let the kids in, so we have to set the table up outside. But that's okay.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. This whole thing has been just a big misunderstanding.
Well, I'll say I'm not selling drugs. Mom, those days are long gone. Believe me.
Well, I'm sorry, dear, and I'm so happy to hear that.
But one more thing. What's going on with Grandma and Dr. Malcolm for real?
Oh, well, I think she has a little bit of a crush.
On him? On my counselor? Gross.
Well, I think the feelings may be mutual.
I don't think so, Mom.
No, really, he just about told me as much.
Dr. Malcolm is gay, Mom.
He is. After the misunderstanding, Vivian learned a valuable lesson about what to do when she suspects her son is selling drugs. Just ask him. Henry continued to volunteer at Little Rock Stars, and they met all of their fundraising goals that year by using their newfound methods. Vivian told her mother that Dr. Malcolm was gay, and that he was apparently wanting her number for some decorating ideas. But she refuses to this day to believe it.